What's going on, people of God? So, today I wanted to share with you a testimony. And this testimony, I feel like I wanted to tell people about. A lot of times people will say, why would you tell people that? Like, you're not embarrassed, but I'll never be embarrassed because just God is good and He's able. A lot of times we have to express and tell of how God took us out of situations we did not want to be in. Times when it was embarrassing to be in that situation and when He delivered us from it. But when He delivers us from it, let us reflect and be thankful and remain humble about when we was in that situation and how God took us out that situation and to praise Him because of it. So, I remember, a couple of years ago, things wasn't always the best, I had a green car, I had a Benz. I know a lot of people are probably saying, oh, you had a Benz. No, I had a 1996 Benz. It was very old. It was a hoopty. If you look back in our first video that we posted on this channel, you'll see the Benz that I'm talking about. I could not go past 50 miles an hour. It would make a weird noise. I'm just shaking as I'm driving it because I'm like, please don't break down. My financial situation wasn't there. But I seen the less that I had, the more I relied on God. The better my relationship was with Him. From everything, from money to eating to getting to work to my car, I just had to rely and communicate with God every second of the day. My job, just having that relationship with Him. I remember times when, I needed to, $5 to get to work, put $3 in the gas tank, $2 for toll. And I'm wondering, man, I already had to pay all my bills. I have no money. How am I going to come up with $5 and God will show up in such ways I can never imagine. People just coming up to me. My clients would, give me tips because I was a personal trainer at the time. But He always answered my prayers, and I relied on Him, and I had a great relationship with Him. I was so humble. Dominique, she'll tell you about the green car. We get scared to drive it anywhere. What I love about Dominique is that even though I was not where I wanted to be, she stuck through with it. And I really loved her for that, and I knew she was a woman I can marry. She would look at our situation and say, okay, how can we handle this together? She didn't laugh at me. She didn't ridicule me, nothing. She loved me for who I was. And my problem became her problems, and her problem became my problems. So, I went through a long time of just going through these trials of trying to become a better man, of trying to advance myself in life. And I had a great relationship with God because I counted on Him for everything. And as time went on, you pray, God, I want a better life for myself. I want to be a better man. I want a better job, better opportunity. God gave me that. He did give me that. He gave me a job where I was making 4 times of what I originally made. And not only that, but He gave me a job where I was working about 80 hours a week. So I had 40 hours of overtime. And Dominique, she worked a lot too. So, He answered the prayers. And yes, it was different around this whole time because it's we were so not used to being able to do all those things, to go out, to spend a little bit more and to do what we wanted in life. But then He answered the prayers. And yes, we were very thankful. But I started to see my relationship with Him as depending on Him for every little thing. It changed a little bit. I started seeing now instead of praying, I need $5 to get to work. I see my bank account, I'm like, I have it. What do I need to pray for it? And it I was very humble, but I wasn't as thankful as I can say. And time went on like this, right? So finally, God has a certain way of just turning things around. You plan things a certain way. When money's coming a certain way, you plan a certain way, right? But we have to be careful because you may plan something that's not in what God's will for your life is. So I started planning my life a certain way of what I wanted to do and what I want and what direction I wanted to go, and with my family and everything like that. God has a certain way, like I said, just taking that of your plans and switching it. So here we go. A man who was sitting here doing about 80 hours a week, overtime. It was so much overtime. I wanted overtime. It was so easy to get. I would wake up and look at my bank account and just be thankful of what God has brought me from, to what I'm seeing. I'm like, wow, it was not like this a couple years ago. But I miss depending on God for everything and just having that relationship with Him. You got to be careful because sometimes money can do that. You can start to, I don't really need to pray about this no more because I have the money to fix it. I remember when the green Benz, I knew that I didn't have the money to fix it. I knew if it broke down on me right now, I'm going to lose my job and there's going to be a downward spiral. I knew that. But it's like when you have the money, if I had the money to do it, I probably wouldn't be praying about it. I'd probably just say, I could fix it tomorrow if I wanted to. Like I said, God switched everything. So now He put it to a time when now it slowed down because of the winter. Job slowed down. I was only working about 30 hours. So I went from 80 to about 30 hours. And it's just wow. So here I go again, depending on God for everything. God, how am I gonna get this bill paid? Because before I was able to pay the bills like it was nothing. The bill came, I'll pay it. Just started making it so that they can just automatically deduct it from my account. But once the hours got cut, I was like, I can't do that no more. I gotta pay as when I can. So, like I said, the hours went back, and we had to pay our bills. And I just remember one time, we did not know if we was gonna make it. We could not understand how it was gonna be possible. But I found myself once again trusting on God and leaning on God, not leaning on the hours at the job and know that I I just started leaning on Him again, praying to Him and just being thankful, being humble for all the things that He's been doing in our lives. And then it was time to pay rent. And I remember waking up right before work, scared to check the account when a direct deposit came in. And I was like, man, I'm scared. Are we gonna make it? So as I checked the account, I seen that not only did we have enough to pay the rent, but then God was good. He gave us an extra $50 to feed us. And I was just so grateful. Me and my wife just started praising God and worshiping Him. Because, like I said, there's no feeling like you don't know when God's going to show up, if He's going to show up. There's no feeling not knowing if this is going to take a turn for the worse, or if your prayers are going to be answered. You just don't know, but you have to just rely on Him and trust Him. And you just continually seek Him even more than you ever did, because you understand that He's powerful and only He can deliver you from these situations. Like I said, God turned everything around, and I guess He did that because He wanted to show me I need you to be better like that person who you used to be, when you relied on me for every little thing, whether it was to eat, to get to work, gas, your bills. You relied on me. You didn't rely on your job, knowing that you had abundance of hours. So when we looked, we just started praising God and just started saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that meant more to me, right? Just having enough and $50 to be able to buy some food and everything, that meant way more to me and my wife than when we had 4 times that amount, in our bank account. That did something to me. And I just remembered of how thankful we were when God would it's delivering me from certain things. So, we need to remember and always reflect on the goodness of the Lord. Let's always keep in mind and remain humble. No matter if, where you go in life, and let's say you're doing very good for yourself, but always remain humble and always thank the Lord, because God can take it away at any given time. He can take it away. A lot of times He takes it away just to teach us a lesson and make us remember that all things must go through God. Anything that is given to us is from God. Let's always remember that lesson, that everything comes from the Lord. And He is the one who chooses to bless and to take away. But when He blesses you, make sure to be just as thankful as when you did not have it. Anyway, guys, that's my testimony. I hope it helps somebody out there. And I hope it helps and gives courage to somebody out there who may not have it all right now. So just trust in God and know that He will be there. He's going to show up. To remain humble, to remain thankful, to praise His holy name, in advance, because it's all going to work in your favor, So be blessed, y'all. I love y'all. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. Bye.